All right, let's talk about something that most people don't think about until life starts to feel a little dull. You know what I mean? That creeping sense that your mojo, like your energy, your confidence, your general excitement about being alive, kind of snuck out the back door while you were busy refreshing your email or binging another true crime documentary. Maybe you remember the times where you had it, the energy, the optimism, the clear head. Maybe it was years ago, college days, early 20s, or just a short phrase where you actually felt good waking up, motivated to work, excited about your life. Then, somehow, life happened. Stress piled up, responsibilities grew, bad habits crept in quietly, and suddenly that version of you, the one with the energy, confidence, and excitement, feels like a distant memory. For me, that version disappeared for a long stretch too. But the good news, I've managed to claw my way back to feeling good again, consistently. And not just the fake, put on a smile for Instagram good. I'm talking real, sustainable, clear-headed, confident, actually happy to be here good. And because I know how frustrating it is to feel stuck in this low energy, directionless loop, I want to share a few of the small, simple things that have helped me rebuild that version of myself. But none of this is earth-shattering. But if you stack these habits together, life feels better, you feel better, you get your mojo back. Let's dive in. So number one, get outside first thing. No phone, no excuses. So first thing I do every morning, step outside. That's it. It sounds almost insultingly simple, but stay with me. The minute I wake up, before I doom scroll, check emails, or start worrying about my to-do list, I walk outside. If the sun's shining, that's bonus points. If the birds are chirping, great. If I look in the mirror and remember that my complexion basically reflects sunlight like a piece of printer paper, still worth it. Sometimes I'll lace up my shoes and go for a short walk around the block. No coffee just yet. Just fresh air, a little movement, and a quiet few minutes where my brain isn't being hijacked by notifications or anxiety. Here's why this matters. When you expose yourself to natural light early in the day, it regulates your circadian rhythm. That means your body's internal clock actually knows it's time to be awake, which leads to better energy during the day and better sleep at night. Science backs this up, but honestly, you can feel it almost instantly. And stepping outside first thing gives you a mental reset. You get to think and really think without the internet feeding your brain nonsense. You can check in with yourself. What kind of day do I want to have? What version of me do I want to show up as today? What am I actually grateful for, even if life feels chaotic? It sounds overly wholesome, I know, but when you're cooped up inside all day staring at screens, you forget how grounding it is to just literally exist outside for a few minutes. It sets the tone. You will never regret doing it. What I typically do now is I just go sit in my backyard, I let my dogs out, let them sniff the grass, go do their bathroom break, and I read my Bible, I journal for a little bit, and that's my day. That's the start of my day. Number two, intentionally seek out things that lift your mood. Here's a wild thought. You don't have to wait for good moods to happen by accident. You can engineer them, but most of us just don't. We default to the same old cycle. Work, home, computer, couch, sleep. Maybe squeeze in a workout if we feel guilty enough. Rinse and repeat. And then we wonder why life feels so flat. But every once in a while, someone invites you to do something outside your routine. And like magic, your mood lifts. Maybe it's a hike. Maybe a dinner with friends. Maybe your sister invites you for a walk along the beach, and for once you say yes. You get out there, and suddenly the world feels alive again. The sounds, the people watching, the ocean air. You remember that life isn't just emails and errands. The trick is not to treat these moments as rare accidents. You build them into your life on purpose. So for you, maybe it's joining a recreational sports league, even if you're very uncoordinated. Going to a coffee shop to read instead of Netflix binging. Hiking, beach walks, volunteering, art classes, skiing, snowboarding. Whatever breaks the cycle and reminds you that life exists outside of your routine. When you regularly create these elevating moments, cynicism fades, optimism builds. It's not magic, really is just repetition. Now number three, present yourself like you actually respect yourself. And I'm not saying a fresh haircut or a new hoodie will solve your existential crisis here, but your appearance does affect how you feel about yourself, whether you like it or not. There's a fine line between shallow materialism and genuine self-respect. You don't need designer labels, a Gucci belt, or the latest trend, but you need to make an effort to look clean, put together, and intentional. You send a message. To others, sure, but more importantly, to yourself. Your subconscious is always watching. And when you look disheveled, sloppy, like you've given up, it registers that message. It chips away at your self-esteem little by little. But when you clean up, fresh haircut, trimmed beard, clothes that fit, it reinforces pride. You walk a little taller, feel a little bit more capable. You signal to yourself and to the world, yeah, I take care of things, starting with me. It's like making your bed in the morning. Small act, big psychological impact. Number 4, keep a master list to maintain order. So life, if left unattended, falls apart. This is the law of entropy that you learned about in 9th grade physics class. Dishes pile up, finances get messy, your bedroom starts to resemble a crime scene. The solution? Track your life. Seriously, I keep a running list on my phone. It's like a checklist for keeping my little corner of the world functioning. Is my living space clean? Are my finances organized? It's Friday morning. Did I check them? Am I maintaining my relationships? Am I going on dates with my wife? How are my health habits? It's not about perfection. It's more about awareness. Without that list, life slips into chaos before you even notice. But with it, you chip away at disorder. One task, one area at a time. Restoring order, even in tiny ways, makes you feel very proud of your life. It just gives you a little bit more direction. It keeps you from drifting into that directionless, overwhelmed spiral that leads to burnout. Feeling directionless and feeling meaningless often go hand in hand. But order builds purpose. Now for number 5, walking. The most underrated mental health hack. Now, let me be clear. I love lifting weights. I love doing Muay Thai. But walking has quietly become one of my favorite tools for mental clarity over the last few years. There's just something about it. You step outside, no distractions, no headphones sometimes, and you just walk. It's movement, yes, but it's also meditation, a nervous system reset, a way to literally process your thoughts while your body processes forward. Some of my best ideas came on walks. Stressful days I thought I couldn't handle felt manageable after a walk. Mood spirals, calmed by walking, every time. And it really doesn't have to be long. Even 10 to 15 minutes down the block clears your head, lifts your mood, calms your nervous system, improves digestion, and also regulates your blood sugar. If you're overwhelmed, walk. Anxious, walk. You're stuck on a problem. You guessed it, walk. It's simple, it works, and you don't need fancy supplements or an expensive gym membership to do it. Now, I do have another bonus one here. I want to talk about my current supplement stack before I get questions. Here's what I'm currently taking daily to support energy, mood, and cognitive clarity. So first off is vitamin D3 and K2 because I refuse to trust the sun to do its job year round. This is great for mood, immune health, and general vitality. In the summer, I take this about 3 times a week. In the winter, mostly like a daily thing. Same thing with creatine, not just for gym bros. Creatine helps with physical performance and cognitive function, including memory and mental clarity. Next one is fish oil, brain health, heart health, inflammation control, and honestly, most people are deficient anyway. Same thing with magnesium glycinate, crucial for relaxation, sleep quality, muscle recovery, and mood. Most adults are low in it without even knowing. Now, the last one is ashwagandha, my personal favorite adaptogen, helps with stress management, anxiety reduction, and supports hormonal balance. Now, I know none of this all is revolutionary, but small, simple habits stacked consistently, they rebuild your confidence, your mood, your energy, your mojo. You don't need to just find your old self overnight. You build them back intentionally, gradually, patiently. And before you know it, you feel good again. Maybe even great. So thanks for sticking around. If this helped, share it, like it, pass it along, or don't. I'm not your mom. But either way, take care of yourself. You deserve to feel good again. See you later.